Hey everybody, how we all doing? So today I wanted to talk a bit about how much do we eat on the sugar diet, how much do we eat on the sugar fast, any kind of form of the sugar diet. Um, get the question all the time. Obviously it's an important one. Like any diet, you're gonna ask how much do we eat. We're so ingrained with the calories in, calories out model. And obviously there's some degree of truth to that model. It's energy in, energy out. It's just how life works. Whether or not calorie is a thing or it's whatever, that's a different topic all in itself. But really it's energy in, energy out. So energy in obviously is how much we're taking in food wise. Energy out could happen in so many different ways, it's not even funny. And we don't even understand most of that. It could be exercise, could be fidgeting, could be body heat, could be all sorts of hormonal things going on. If you have high thyroid, your cells are probably turning over faster, which causes you to burn more quote unquote calories. Anyway, so that's aside. That's a really complicated matter that nobody really has dialed in. So I think the point is the fact that nobody does have that dialed in creates an unknown there. There's a real unknown, but I think there is something that you do know because your body gives you clear signals that you're not having enough energy coming in, you're not having enough food coming in. So what are those signals? Sometimes it looks like you're not sleeping. That's a clear one. If you're not sleeping, there's something going on. There could be other things. It could be a dog barking. Could have too bright lights or something in your room, but let's just say as far as the food goes, and your energy output, either you're too active and you're not meeting your food needs or you're just not meeting your energy needs somehow. So that's the first thing. You might notice your sleep going. Another thing is your mood tanks a little bit. If you're not eating enough and your body's not happy, you're going to be irritable. You're going to be awful to be around, which sucks because there's a lot of people who've probably tried diets in the past, especially low carb diets and stuff, and you're just not nice to be around, and that sucks. Like, it sucks for the people in your life. So that's another sign that maybe you're not getting enough food. Lack of just motivation. There's another one that's kind of that's key. If you notice you're just not motivated to do anything, to work, to talk to people, just to do the simplest thing, like even to make a meal or walk across the room. There's another sign there. So getting back to this question, how much do we eat? We want to eat enough. So A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, and so on is not happening. You don't want to be sacrificing your sleep because everything falls apart after that. You don't want to sacrifice your relationships because what the heck is, life about? Even if you have a six-pack, if you have no friends to show it to, who really cares, right? And you want motivation to get stuff done. Whether life isn't just about food. It shouldn't be. It should be about lots of other things. So you need motivation just to achieve your goals and dreams and all that good stuff. So right here, I'm just in the middle of drinking this. I have 11 bananas and some sugar in there. It's probably like 2 tablespoons or so. I just kind of went with the sugar pot. That's my breakfast. I actually had a lemonade before this as well. So this is like my first meal, I guess. The first liquid I have is water and sugar and lemon. But this is my first meal. So that's 11 bananas. I'll probably have something similar again. It might not be a smoothie, but it'll be a similar amount. And then I may do a dinner, like regular lean protein and starch, which has been pasta lately, like quite a bit. So I'm eating enough. There's been times though I forget to eat enough. I think, okay, I'll do well with a handful of fruit, a couple apples here, or incorporating too much vegetables. That's another key you got to watch out for. So watch the veg intake. Veg is great, it's healthy, nothing wrong with it, but if you're trying to load up too much, that's the calories in, calories out mindset. It's going to bite you in the butt in the end. How this diet really, I think, works is it's more of a hormonal thing. You ramp up your sugar to the point where your body's really happy, cortisol goes down, insulin resistance, insulin sensitivity goes up, and all your hormones start working better. So you're able to take in more calories, get more shit done. Life's better, you're sleeping great. So my advice on how much to eat is make sure you guys eat enough to, solve all those problems that we were talking about earlier. And I think my light just died. Anyway, so to wrap it up, just make sure you guys are eating enough. I've suggested, as you're starting the diet, if it's new, you can ramp up into this and start with a little bit lower, but don't do that for too long. And make sure you're having enough, especially early on, and then just see how you feel during the day. But definitely, I'd probably generally start with a bigger breakfast if you feel good with that, or at least make sure you're eating consistently throughout the day if you find it hard to eat a big meal like that. Either one's fine. If you have to, for a short time, track to make sure you're eating enough. I'm sure you've heard people talk about that too, which is, again, a funny concept. But make sure you guys are eating enough, because things just fall apart. And then you're going to say the diet doesn't work. You might be losing weight, but if you can't stick with it, it's not going to be sustainable, and you're going to go back to some other thing. You're going to go back to carnivore or whatever, thinking that sugar was the problem, carbohydrates were the problem, but it's really not. So hopefully you guys came out with some understanding there, but I wasn't too all over the place. If you have any questions, just throw it in the comments below. Let's try to answer any of those, and then I'll catch you guys soon.